The story of the Kalashnikov rifle starts with a young boy born to a peasant family in the Russian village of Korea who dreamed of becoming a poet. Subject to extreme poverty, frequent illness, and the frigid wasteland of Siberia, Mikhail Kalashnikov rallied his efforts to help both his family and his country. Conscripted into the Red Army in 1938, he served in the 24th Tank Regiment of the 108th Tank Division on the Eastern Front of World War II. Wounded in combat and hospitalized during the Battle of Riots, he listened as soldiers complained about their rifles, jamming, poor availability, and questionable durability. From his hospital bed, Kalashnikov decided to solve those problems. He first designed a submachine gun that never made it into service, but it earned him recognition as a talented designer. In 1942, he was assigned to the Central Scientific Development Firing Range for the rifle firearms of the Chief Artillery Directorate, setting the stage for a major upgrade in Soviet small arms. By 1946, Kalashnikov entered an assault rifle competition with a new prototype, the Mikhail, based on a 1944 gas-operated carbine using the new 7.62 by 39mm cartridge. His design won the competition, was accepted for further development, and by 1947 produced a final product called Kalashnikov's Automatic Gun Model, 1947. The AK-47 was adopted as the standard issue assault rifle of the Soviet Union in 1949 and became his most famous invention. Often described as a hybrid between the American M1 rifle and the German St. G44, the AK-47 is reliable under harsh conditions, cost-effective to make, easy to use, and available almost everywhere. Kalashnikov refined earlier competition entries, the AK-1 and AK-2, also known as the AK-46, into a simplified design. A long-stroke gas piston above the barrel replaced a short-stroke piston. The upper and lower receivers were combined into a single receiver. The selector and safety became one control lever, and the bolt handle attached directly to the bolt carrier. The result was a rifle that was not just reliable and easy to use, but crucially, easy to manufacture. Kalashnikov described his rifles as weapons for defense, not offense, yet their uncontrolled distribution and ease of manufacture helped forge a fearsome reputation. Generous clearances between moving parts, a powerful gas piston, and a tapered cartridge let the rifle run through heavy fouling without failing to cycle, making it a favorite among standing armies and criminal organizations alike. One staggering statistic estimates 100 million Kalashnikov family weapons in circulation globally, with 75 million of them AK-47s. With a muzzle velocity of 715 meters per second, the AK-47 fires a 16.3-gram 7.62 by 39mm projectile that can punch through foliage, car bodies, and walls. The projectile tends to stay intact even upon hitting bones, producing significant wounds when it yaws in tissue, but only minor wounds if it exits too quickly. During the first production run, factories struggled to weld guide and ejector rails, which led to swapping the machined receiver for a stamped sheet metal receiver. Over the years, new variants emerged, including the AK-47 in 1959 and the AK-74 in 1974. The AK-47 modernized the platform with stamped sheet metal, a slanted muzzle brake to improve accuracy under recoil, and a hammer mechanism to prevent firing when the bolt was not fully closed. It weighed roughly 66.6% of the AK-47, making it lighter and easier to handle, and because it was easier to build, many producers outside Russia made AK-47 variants often mislabeled in the West as AK-47s. Quick question for you. Do you think the AK-47's rugged simplicity changed global warfare more through engineering or through mass distribution? Drop a thoughtful comment below and tell us why. In some countries, both the AK-47 and AK-47 are still manufactured, while in others, the rifle floods black markets. In Somalia, Rwanda, and the Congo, prices have been cited between $45 and $150. In Kenya, an AK-47 can be traded for 5 heads of cattle, roughly $100, or even for the price of a single chicken or a $5 bill. This global spread is tied to Cold War history, when the Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China supplied AKs to allied regimes opposing NATO and the United States, whose anti-communist efforts relied on pricier rifles like the M14 and M16. The AK-47 became a symbol of violent revolution, used in conflicts such as the Cambodian Civil War and the Cambodian-Vietnamese War. In the 1980s, the Soviet Union supplied countries in the Middle East in opposition to Israel, and after the Soviet collapse, those weapons, many AK-47s, entered markets and became synonymous with extremist organizations such as the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and ISIL. In Russia, however, the rifle symbolizes national pride. Kalashnikov rose from nothing, the 17th child of peasant parents deported as kulaks to western Siberia. He hunted, tinkered, wrote poetry, produced 6 books, served his community, and made no direct profit from the rifle's production. 6 months before his death in 2013, he wrote to Patriarch Kirill about spiritual pain, asking whether he was to blame for lives lost. The Patriarch reminded him the rifle was made for the defense of motherland Russia, and the Orthodox Church supported both him and his inventions. Kalashnikov's awards include the Order of St. Andrew, Hero of the Russian Federation, the All-Russian Literary Prize of Suvorov, the Order of the Red Star, and many others, alongside statues, monuments, and a state technical university named in his honor. Subscribe for more deep dives into tech and innovation that shaped history. In the end, a question remains. How should we judge an invention that is both a provider's gift to his comrades and a symbol of global conflict?